Wat ek sien, vroukie?
Another one.
Nice. Some mutant carrots.
Mate is toe.
So the children are harvesting the vegetable garden quickly, exploring and
Wow! Papa, kom kyk hier. Kom kyk maar.
this is
Hy kan
solid.
nou keer voor in.
Okay, harvest it. Mika, you can harvest it both. You can harvest all of that. A lot of fun. Check this freaky carrot that we got. It's one carrot losgegaan. One carrot with two bodies. And loads of other carrots. Seems like wonderful things happen when you neglect your garden. So this is coal and it's making seeds. Now, it could be that it went through a hard time and now it's going better and that's why it's making seeds, or it could just be that it's that time. You can see the salad is also doing the same, making funny things and then making seeds. Might be worth investigating how to harvest these seeds and keep them nicely. Also want to tell you a quick story about this weed. This is called the Kakiebos in my language. We named it after the khakis, that is what we call the English during the war against them. As you can see, it is quite green. This then becomes the seed and it's got a very strong smell. It's said that the English brought that into South Africa when they came to have a war against my tribe, and they used that to feed the horses. Now, I grew up with knowing that this is a insect repellent, and so one night when we were sleeping outside as children, we did that very often. The mosquitoes was biting us, and I think that's enough, Hendrik. Maybe add a little bit of fresh ones as well, fresh manure. And the mosquitoes was biting us, and so we ended up just all over our bodies and so on, and actually to such an extent that we almost turned green. We saw it the next day only because we were doing this during the night and we had no lights and whatnot. The mosquitoes left us alone, but the funny thing is the next day we had to go and work on the farm with my father, and whenever the sun would just come close to our skin, which was basically the whole day, it would feel like you're sitting in an oven burning up. So this is 100% natural insect repellent. It works perfectly well, but you have to reduce it with something, you know, mix it with water and so on, and then spray it on the animals or even on yourself if you don't mind smelling like the little bush. So our plan here is I want to show you something interesting that's happening to our prickly pears. We've got this row here that's growing very nicely. You see, this is less than a year old and they've been eaten by sheep. All of these ones have been eaten, is basically less than a year old. And then you've got this one that's been eaten into the ground by the sheep. And then you've got these ones, and they're not performing as well. And I know exactly why, because they don't get any water. They live off the water from the vegetable garden over there, and they basically get no water at all. So they don't perform as well as these ones there. And so these ones are doing well, except for this little one there. Die khakibos, ag die druksvy. Jy kan alles daar uitgooi. So when I went to the lecture about the prickly pear, you can see this one here versus this one here. They basically told me that it's impossible to kill these things with fertilizer or with manure. Maybe you can kill them with fertilizer, but it's impossible to kill them even with fresh manure. So we are going to put a whole wheelbarrow of manure right on top of it, give it water, and as an experiment see what it does. The reason why it might do badly is because it's underneath this tree, but I'm not sure if that one is doing badly, why that one is doing so well. I know in the back below the tree on that side we had a patch of the vegetables that was also not doing well. But after we spread the worm castings, even the patch below the tree carries just as well as the patch around it. So I'm 99% sure it might be a nutrition problem, that it doesn't have enough nutrition. I think while I'm asking you to subscribe, I'm also going to just yank some spinach out. Ah, I fell over. Obviously it's much better to do this with a knife than to yank them out like this. It's a lot better. Feed it to the chickens, but working with a phone and a knife and another hand for spinach is not my strong point, so the chickens will have to do with poorly cut spinach. Simon asked if he can work tomorrow morning, so tomorrow morning we'll be up early in the food forest, and then I'll show you a little bit more. Have a wonderful Saturday evening.